We're just a week and a half away from Election Day. Voters in Colorado will cast ballots for a slew of statewide measures and local contests, in addition to elections for president and U.S. House. There are a few closely watched House races in Colorado. That includes Colorado's 4th Congressional District, which encompasses Douglas County and the Eastern Plains.
And earlier, we spoke with the Democratic candidate in that race, Tricia Calvarese. And now Denver 7's Brandon Richards speaks with Republican Congresswoman Lauren Boebert about her priorities if she's elected to this new district.
Lauren Boebert has been a member of Congress since 2021, representing Colorado's 3rd Congressional District in the mountains and on the western slope. Now she's running to represent the 4th District, which includes Douglas County and the Eastern Plains.
My family and I are living in northern Colorado, and it's been amazing. The city we moved to, they've all been so welcoming to us.
When it comes to helping people deal with higher prices, Boebert says it starts by changing energy policies.
One of the greatest tools that we have is the ability to unleash our energy production.
Boebert said she'd support former President Trump's plans for additional tariffs on China.
Well, economists say that these tariffs could lead to higher prices for consumers, especially if Trump imposes a 60% tariff on China, as he has mentioned before. Does that concern you?
I don't believe that the economists have this right. President Trump has challenged some of these top economists who are making these claims, and I would agree with him that it liberates the American worker.
She's been criticized for her vote against the PACT Act, which would have expanded benefits for veterans exposed to toxins.
The PACT Act was not a well-crafted bill. This spends hundreds of billions of dollars with no mechanism to actually pay for it.
Boebert supports mass deportation.
Of course, we need to start with the criminal aliens being deported first.
But she wouldn't stop there.
I think my legislation, Build the Wall, Deport Them All, says it all.
In September, she held a roundtable in Aurora focused on Venezuelan gangs.
Why get involved in a situation that is not in your district?
As I said before, this is an issue that is far beyond Aurora, Colorado, and I will not remain silent on an issue just because it's a few miles outside of a boundary that someone has created. This is impacting Coloradans and Americans, and it needs to be highlighted.
Well, Congress has a big job to do on January 6th in certifying the presidential election. If Vice President Harris wins, will you commit to certifying the election?
I would never commit to an election that has not taken place yet. Right now, we are in the early voting stages.
That's a pretty basic thing for Congress to do, is it not? Just certify the election. I mean, the states say that, hey, this is how we voted.
The job of Congress is to actually look at what we are voting on in the present tense. This election has not taken place yet. It is not November 5th yet, and we will see what comes of this election.
Of course, Boebert hopes she'll be sitting in Congress January 6th, but that will be up to voters in Colorado's 4th District. Brandon Richard, Denver 7.
So as we mentioned, we also spoke with Boebert's challenger, Tricia Calvarese. She told us she supports abortion rights, but is not in lockstep with her party on gun rights. So if you missed that story, you can watch the whole interview with her on denver7.com/voter guide.